Good evening. I'd like to call the December 2nd Finance Committee to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have 6 items on the agenda. We are going to take them a little bit out of order here, so one of the presenters for number 2 isn't here yet, so we'll start with item number 3, resolution accepting prize money from the 2019 Alert Law Enforcement Challenge. We're going to move that one as well. And go to item 4, which is a resolution to accept donations to the Park, Rec, and Forestry Department with Jay.
You have the donations in your packet. If there are any questions, I can attempt to answer them. Otherwise, thanks to everybody for your generous contributions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I want to echo Jay. Thanks to all the donors on all of these. Being no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign, and that motion carries. Item number 5 is a resolution authorizing the transfer of additional YARC funds for payment of expenses. And again, Jay.
This was before you a couple of months ago or a month or so ago regarding the YARC funds. We did anticipate $1,000 in expenses, and they came in a little more than that, so they're just transferring the balance to reimburse the $300 or so that are listed before you.
Great. Any comments or questions for Jay?
In hindsight, we probably should have waited to bring it to you until we had the total bill, but we thought it was going to be under 1,000 and ended up being a little bit more. My apologies.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. That motion carries. Item number 6 is a disallowance of the claim for John and Shirley Bratt. Ian, I assume this is our standard?
Yes.
Okay.
Standard.
Motion to deny.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. And that motion carries. I did miss the approval of the minutes, I'm sorry. So the approval of the minutes for the Finance Committee for the November 11th meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. That motion carries. So that brings us back to presentation. Item number 2 is a presentation by Jody Tross from Community Insurance Corporation regarding the 2019 Alert Law Enforcement Challenge. And good evening, Jody.
Good evening, thank you. I also have with me Josh Dirksey from Aegis Corporation, our Director of Client Services. And I'm going to let Josh talk as I show the PowerPoint here.
Good evening, everybody. I apologize for my lateness, but it is an honor to be here today. Again, my name is Josh Dirksey. I'm Director of Client Services for Community Insurance Corporation. We are your liability, workers' compensation, and property insurance carrier, and have been in that position for about the past year and a half. And so we're honored to call the City of West Bend a member of our insurance program. We were founded back in 2002 by the Wisconsin County Mutual Insurance Corporation, which insures 52 of the 72 counties in the state, including Washington County here, also Sheboygan, Ozaukee, Milwaukee, a bunch of counties here in the southeastern part of the state. But those insurance companies were founded by an enterprising group of Wisconsin counties back in 1988 who were frustrated with the commercial insurance marketplace and wanted to bring stability for public entities in Wisconsin in their insurance programs. And so they were founded with a couple of goals, one goal being really to bring insurance stability and cost and coverage to Wisconsin public entities, also to bring an aggressive claim philosophy. So unlike the commercial insurance industry, we're not going to find the most economical way out of a claim. We're going to stand and fight with our members in claims that are brought before them. And in fact, a couple years ago, we took a claim all the way to the Supreme Court. And finally, they wanted to bring risk management principles to our members in the most budget neutral format possible. And so we have a number of various programs and services to support your risk management program and safety program. One of those is Jody and her services that she is able to provide here to the city. She provides some consultation and training that support your risk management program, whether it be the city safety committee or to support your operations in your specific departments. One of the programs that we created to support risk management and promoting risk management was the ALERT program. And ALERT stands for the Advanced Law Enforcement Risk Training Program. The ALERT program provides consultation, but also provides a number of tools to support your risk management efforts in the law enforcement area. There are a couple of tools that we provide. One is the Milo system. It is a pretty advanced firearms training system that allows your police department to train in a wide variety of scenarios that they might face on a daily basis. We couple that with laser-fitted duty weapons and allow the police department to train at their leisure here at the city, not having to go to a local community college or a local police academy to access those tools. On top of the Milo system, we provide the iCombat system, which is really an adult version of laser tag. It uses vests that are fitted with infrared and laser-fitted duty weapons that allow your police department to train in an active shooter scenario at a local school or here in the Common Council chambers and leave zero footprint. So it's a pretty fantastic tool. Both of those tools are available to the City of West Bend at no additional cost, and get really back to that goal that founded our company to bring those risk management principles to our individual members at a budget neutral cost. And so about 8 years ago, through the ALERT program, we created the Law Enforcement Challenge. And the Law Enforcement Challenge, I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but there are some pictures playing here. Oh, good, okay. We created the Law Enforcement Challenge really to be a day of fun networking, but also some competition and the opportunity for our individual member police departments and sheriff's departments to win some pretty substantial prizes. And this year, I think we've, year after year, being our 8th annual, we've really tried to make the courses progressively more difficult. And I think this year was our most difficult course. It tested really, we want to test the physical abilities of each competitor. We want to test their mental abilities and their ability to perform under physical duress. And so this year's competition was held on October 3rd up in Portage County. And there were about 25 competitors from a wide variety of sheriff's departments and police departments from across the state. But each competitor had to run 200 yards to start off the competition. They then had to fire their pistol at 3 varying distances, starting at 25 yards. That last and shortest distance was a shot with their weak hand, which is a very difficult shot at a target. Following the pistol shoot, they had to drag a 160-pound rescue dummy 50 yards to a barricade at 75 yards from a target where they fired their rifle. They then had to advance on the final target at 25 yards and use their rifle at that distance as well. So starting out with a very physically demanding 200-yard run, followed by really asking them to perform and shoot well under physical duress was really a goal of this year's competition. And so after all the scores were tallied and added up, the targets marked, the City of West Bend Police Sergeant Andrew Nielsen placed second out of the field of competitors. And so it's my honor, it's my honor to present this check in the amount of $8,000 to the City of West Bend Police Department for Andrew Nielsen's competition and finishing second in the 2019 Law Enforcement Challenge. Thank you, absolutely.
Thank you. And he has his plaque already.
Yes.
And we do have a real check.
Yes.
Same.
This is just the fake.
So, any questions?
Any questions from the? I think Jay wants to take a picture, so we'll do that.
Okay.
Right up.
Right up here?
Okay, awesome.
Yep. Captain Luca, what position did you come in?
Yeah, I couldn't make that.
I will say the top 3 were all over 40 years old. This year.
Wow.
It's not
Nice.
a competition.
So experience matters, right?
How many were there competing?
25.
25.
Adam's going to take it.
not as much of a competition, right? And you can see by the water in the field, the conditions were a little questionable, like real life.
So Jody and Josh, I want to thank you. That sounds like a fantastic event. I really appreciate you putting that on and for the competition side of it, and obviously for the donation as well, and for Officer Nielsen. Officer Luca, or Captain Luca, if you can make sure that Officer Nielsen gets a big thank you from us here, it'd be great. So that moves us to item number 3, which is the resolution accepting prize money from the 2019 Alert Law Enforcement Challenge.
Motion to accept?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? That motion carries. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. And being no further business before the Finance Committee, I adjourn.
Thank you, Rich. I'd like to call the licensing board to order for December 2nd. Note that there are 4 items on the agenda. First item is the regular meeting minutes of November 11th.
Motion to approve.
Second, we have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item number 2, an operator's license for Marie C. Fritsch. And we have a presentation by Captain Luca. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening. So Marie Fritsch has applied for an operator's license in the city of West Bend, and during our check into that application, we found that on August 30th, 2015 at 10:15 a.m., the Waupaca Police Department received a 911 call from a 13-year-old reporting that he was a passenger in a vehicle being driven by Ms. Fritsch and that she was intoxicated. Waupaca Police did locate Ms. Fritsch and arrested her. At that time, she already had 4 prior convictions for OWI. She was arrested for 5th offense OWI with a passenger under 16 years old, which is a felony, and she was convicted on November 10th, 2015. Based upon that incident, we are recommending denial of her application.
Thank you. Is Ms. Fritsch in the audience tonight? If not, I accept the motion on the item.
Motion to deny.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item number 3, operator's license, and the list is in our packet.
Motion to approve.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. And item number 4, original Class A combination liquor license for Station on the Park Deli Food Express, 1700 East Washington Street.
Motion to approve.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. And with that, I will close the licensing board and call to order the Common Council meeting for December 2nd. Note that all 8 aldermen are present. And we have 19 items on the agenda. Item number 1 is approval of the regular meeting minutes of November 11th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or corrections? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Next item is the consent agenda, items 2 through 6.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item number 7, operator's license for Marie C. Fitch.
Motion to deny.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item number 8, ordinance amending section 1.47 sub 1 and section 2.09 sub 1 sub A of the Missile Code regarding membership of the Board of Public Works and the Finance Committee. And I believe Jay's going to start this off? Okay. Ian?
So this ordinance is pretty straightforward. It's essentially reverting the committee structure for Public Works and Finance Committee to what was previously in place. prior to the modification to split them up and have community members. So this is just reverting to what was in place a year and a half or 2 years ago.
April.
Huh? In April. Sorry, in April.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
Okay, all right. Seems like it's longer than that.
So I would just add that about this time last year, we were asking Ian to draft language to add citizen members to it and created a process for applicants, and the council had a chance to interview those applicants. And then in April, those positions became effective as far as the appointments of the citizen members. And it's cool to work in an organization that recognizes that something might not be working that great, and then you as a governing body can direct staff to undo it. And I guess I believe that's what this is. Many of you have talked to me individually. Some of those citizen members also talked to me that it wasn't something that was so hot or all that fulfilling for them. I'm confident that we did find some good citizen members for future commissions. We have one serving on the Park and Rec Commission right now. So that interview process certainly was not for naught. And I'm assuming that we're going to have some of those other individuals step up or serve in another way as well for the city of West Bend. But this change does exactly what Ian said. It reverts back to 8 aldermen and the mayor only voting for a tiebreaker. And actually isn't a committee member like he had been under the new structure or the current structure. It would be effective at the beginning of the year, as it states at the end, and all of the citizen members that remain have been notified of this pending change tonight.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If there's no other comments or questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by the same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9, annexation petition referral for direct attachment to the city from the town of West Bend for 23.7 acres of land located at 4991 Roan Road by John Road Avon II Incorporated. And a presentation by Jim Renke. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening. Tonight is a referral from the Common Council to the Plan Commission, which is tomorrow night. We're asking that the Common Council consider this annexation attachment for the 23.7 acres located on Roan Road. The future owners and the property owner are requesting the attachment so they could get city sewer and water services for the business. This is consistent with the boundary agreement, and as the process goes for with the agreement is that the Common Council does the recommendation to Plan Commission reviews it, and it comes back to the Common Council for final action, which we're anticipating for the end of December.
Any questions for Jim?
Motion to approve.
Mark?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Yeah, does this obligate us for any expansion of the sewer system? I know they're abutting the current boundary. Are there any costs associated with this?
No.
That we're gonna
There is sewer and water that already exists down in Roan Road. They did that as part of the expansion of the industrial park. And that portion of Roan Road was annexed into the city where that sewer and water is. So there will be no additional need for extensions.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10, a resolution accepting a donation from the Downtown Business Improvement District to the City of West Bend. The presentation by Adam Gitter. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening. So you have a resolution in front of you that the bid is donating decorations valued at $35,550 to the City of West Bend. Those are the garland that wrap around the poles with the red bows on top of them.
Questions for Adam?
Motion to
Where do they get stored?
Right now, we've been storing old other decorations that we use at sewer. I would hope that we do the same.
Anyone else? If not, I entertain a motion on the item.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. Motion carries. Item 11, a resolution authorizing the appropriation of funds for holiday donation to the city of West Bend. And Adam again.
The city of West Bend received $65,000 in donations, some anonymous, while others which have become public, from West Bend Mutual, Delta Defense, Who's Ours, and others. This is you accepting that donation to pay for the scene that's in Old Settlers Park right now.
I must say the display in Old Settlers Park, I've heard nothing but positive things about that. It's just amazing how it's kind of transferred into downtown. And somebody showed me a Facebook post the other day of a family that had a family reunion, and they made it a point to go down to the Christmas tree and take their family picture there. So that was kind of neat. Anybody else, any comments or questions? If not, I'll take a motion or item.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign?
It was Mark Butch.
Item 12, resolution transferring downtown business improvement district funds to the Riverwalk West capital expense account. And again, Adam Gitter.
The Downtown Business Improvement District wrote into their operating budget for 2019 a $35,000 to the Riverwalk West project. With that, what they did was also later in the year voted to donate $125,000, and that is including the $35,000. So what you're doing is accepting the $90,000 towards the Riverwalk West project, and then with the $35,000 on top of that. So a total of $125,000 to go towards the Riverwalk West project from the Downtown Business Improvement District.
Thank you very much to the downtown bid for that generous donation. Any questions for Adam? Not, I'll entertain a motion on the
Motion to
item.
approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item 13, disallowance of claim for John and Shirley Brandt.
Motion to deny.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item 14 is entertain a motion to adjourn into closed session pursuant to state statutes, section 19.85, sub 1, sub E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specific public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Consideration of development agreement with Downtown West Bend Hotel Associates LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Stephanie, can you do a roll call, please?
Alderman Butchlick?
Aye.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier?
Aye.
Alderman Jenkins?
Aye.
Alderman Caston?
Aye.
Alderman Model?
Aye.
Alderman Kist?
Aye.
Acting Mayor, nope. Alderman? Hoogaster? Yeah.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, we'll be back in a little while. I'd like to reconvene the common council meeting and go to item 15, consideration of development agreement with the Downtown West Bend Hotel Associates LLC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item 16 is a resolution approving sale of real estate.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If there's no comments or questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Reports, item 17, a report by Alderman Model regarding the Community TV Committee meeting.
Sure, yeah, we discussed a few things. We've got a new, we're going to be working on hiring a new director for the department, possibly changing the name. We heard from our social media specialist. We gained 2,295 followers on Facebook since May in 2019. Amongst, I mean, she gave us a bunch of data, but that was one of the more interesting ones. That's about it.
Any questions for Alderman Model? Not. Item 18, report by Alderman Jenkins regarding the library board meeting.
All right, it's a pretty quick and easy meeting. We had some emergency repairs for the boiler system after 2 pumps failed, so that was lots of fun. We discussed the plans for the 2020 summer reading program and some ideas that they have to market that. So that should be something exciting to look forward to in 2020. And then we had a presentation and continued our discussion on the library basement remodel in regards to a shared space with the rec department. Library is looking at matching about $150,000 with the Parks and Rec Fund, and the remainder of the phase, which is about $100,000 left, would be raised with outside sources. So that's continuing to move along.
Any questions for Alderman Jenkins? Not. Item 19 is reported at the Park and Rec Commission meeting. That's by me. Let's see. Grant activity. We were informed that the West Bend Economic Development has designated a total of $250,000 to the west side of the Riverwalk, and an additional $150,000 to Carl Cuss Field for that project. So that's a total of $400,000 that have been donated, and we thank them for that. We already went over the other donations that were given by various businesses and people in the community. Cindy Linus and Jay have been working on grants from the Greater Milwaukee Foundation for the All Abilities Playground. One grant we didn't receive for 2020 that we usually do is the Urban Forestry Grant, and that was due to some of the catastrophic storms that we had throughout the state. Let's see. Cindy Linus went to a Public Works conference, and she did some sort of presentation to the group that, I guess if you're in that group, it's a, how can I say this, a very prestigious thing to be able to talk to these people and show your presentation. So that was pretty neat. Let's see. Threshold is going to be having a nature classes in their classroom for some of their kids, so that'll be something new. January 25th, the winter warm-up activities will include a fat tire bike race for Regner Pipe and ice sculptures downtown. Recreation supervisor, some of the winter stuff is underway with volleyball, ballroom dance, women's fitness, and judo classes. And Nick had made presentations to both Kiwanis service groups who have indicated some interest in helping fund what Chris was talking about, the library basement rec center build out. So hopefully that project will keep moving forward. And that's about all I got. Any questions? If there's no other business, I will adjourn the common council meeting. Is there any messages or announcements? If not, have a good evening, everyone.